Good afternoon and welcome back. So, let's jump back into MagicAle because I'm officially done with the Goblin Settlers project. This is you can download the latest or the build that I made on the Discord, but I will not work on it any further unless there are really big bugs, but I don't think that there will be. So if you want to test that, play around with it, you can download it there. Okay, in here I want to do a few small things. One thing is that I want to change something in the UI here. There's one thing that I have in here that's no longer needed, basically, or that I never really added something to it, was the glossary. So I think I will remove that and kind of move the things that were connected to the glossary somewhere else. So let's do that. Okay. Then we also had the functionality here. So if I look at this, yeah, you need to remove this stuff. Create widget, clear children. Okay, let's remove that stuff. And then on the player, we need to remove the button prompt for that. So here, glossary, there we are. Let's remove that. And we also need to go into the project settings here, input, and remove this as well. Okay, then in here, glossary. Hello. Just cleaning up a few things. In this case, removing the glossary because I never really used it. So reference view. Let's see, where are we using that? Dialog event at lower. Okay. It's no longer in here. Removed it from here. It's still in the game instance. Okay. Let's have a look there. Oh yeah, here we are loading the glossary data and all that stuff, so we don't need that. Remove those. Character data component. What are we doing there with the glossary? Let's see. Oh, okay, it's still used in a lot of areas here. Okay. Unit glossary, we don't need that. I also need to remove it out of this here, the UI type. I was thinking of maybe replacing it with kind of a recipe book, but we also don't need that. I just need to make sure that once we experimented with a specific ingredient, then we need to add an entry to the ingredients text, what it could be used for. So that's there. Okay, it's the email glossary here. And then the next step would be to add those entries into the normal description text. But first we need to remove all the stuff here. This is the glossary entries. The connection here. Okay, I also need to remove this out of this. data type here, so glossary component. Oh, I also need to remove the component here. Delete that. Okay, it's on. Okay, the glossary component we can close and just delete. Okay. It's still working in the background. Yeah, deleting stuff always takes a moment. Hope that didn't crash, but shouldn't be an issue. Come on. Do something. I hope it didn't crash. It'd be annoying. Okay, there's no response here in the task manager. So I think it really crashed. It's hanging. So that's not good. Damn it. Yeah, it looks like I need to completely crash this out because it's hanging and not doing anything. So I need to end the task, which is not good. Damn it. Let's see what do we have here. That stuff. Okay, we can ignore this one. Ignore that one. Oh yeah, okay. These need to be removed, and then we need to move all this stuff up here. Just oh wait, no, let's do something else here. Can we just yes, awesome. Okay, good. Let's go for this. Designer. Okay. Now there's some issues here. Good. That is fixed. That's the glossary component. To delete that. Dialog event add lore. Yeah, let's delete that as well. We don't need that anymore. I think it's here, yeah. Okay, we used that on those, but shouldn't be an issue. I hope it doesn't crash when we delete one of them. I think the issue was that we deleted a complete folder, and that's why it crashed. Should delete this one here at least. I hope it's hanging again. Don't like that. Hello, how are you? Okay, so for some reason my engine has an issue with me deleting files. It's not good. Because for some reason it's hanging again. And it's hanging so much that it's just, the editor is just hanging and not responding anymore. So we need to end that task again. And restart the engine. But we did save a few things, so it should be fine. So I can basically go through everything that's kind of referenced and save all those files, and then delete the files later at some point when I'm not streaming and not doing other stuff. Hopefully it saves it then. But then all the references would be gone, so it shouldn't be an issue. So let's search for this again. Find. Okay, those are just that. So in the inventory component, handle artifact, use glossary. Oh yeah, okay, we have this as an item as well, so we need to remove that item. Then yeah, okay, the add lore I need to remove. Glossary component. Yeah, here we need to go to the UI type. What's this? Save game data. Glossary entries. Delete that. Yeah, okay, we need to go through and change this. remove the add glossary entry here and the UI type. So let's have a look at that. Let's see, blueprints. UI type, glossary. Save that. Probably need to check the references here. But I think they might be okay. Okay, that's the only one where we use it. Good. Apply that. Then the other one was dialog commands. This one, yeah. Add glossary entry. No, wait, I'm no longer using this, so it doesn't need to be. Really doesn't need to be changed, but it's better this way. So let's close that, close this, put that one. Compile this. Okay. Why did I close the glossary? Find thing. So let's see. It's still in here. No. Just haven't compiled this yet. So it's only referenced in the things that are in glossary or the add law here that I need to remove from the dialogues. That's using it. Okay, so let's go to here. And that was the old man. The Westgate guard. And Derek, I think. No. At law, yeah, here. Yeah, okay, it's that one, but we can remove that. Doesn't matter. I can do this differently. Add line, yeah, it's that one. Okay, I haven't added stuff to the rest yet. Second condition and that, but here we are setting a condition, so it's fine. Good. Okay, so now it should be all gone. I just need to delete the files later. So that's good. Next thing would be, okay, how would we do that? If we experiment with something. So if we click this button, we have the recipe data component here. Here we are checking if it's a valid recipe that's in the recipe database. If that's not the case, then going here. So here we have the item IDs. Are those item IDs? Effect ID lists. Effect IDs. Oh wait, no, here we are creating the potions. So that is fine, but don't think that we have the text here somewhere, access to the item itself, because we are working with ingredients data here and no longer items. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Should I add the possible potion effects to the description automatically, or is it better if we just have those unlock when we experiment around? Because at the moment we don't really have much of a description for the ingredients. And I could create a system where it's kind of dynamically created by the ingredient data. Which is, okay, here we have an item ID. So we could update the item text with this. So basically, if we experiment and we are checking for effects, then we can update this in here as well. I mean, we would need to have an access to the inventory and then update that text. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I just write it to the in the item table directly here. So for the ingredients here, the moment there's no description, so I could write in here, it could have effects like, and then add the effects in there. Give you a bit more control over how the text is structured and be a bit more flavor to that. So I think I will just add it here because we have all the ingredients here anyway, so can add a nice text to it. That would also tell us, hey, okay, if we have this, then it could create effects like speeding you up or letting you jump higher or something like that. And if you read through all the ingredients, all the descriptions, it's easier to find combinations that work for potions. And here I need to remove that. Which means I have an ID that I can use there. I think I do have this for something else here. Oh, no, it doesn't look like it. So I need to make sure that I fill that ID again. Interesting, why do I have the blunderbuss in here even though it's not supposed to be here, but it's okay. Because this is not a musket, this is a blunderbuss. It's way too big for being a musket, and it's also way too short for being a musket. So blunderbuss it is. Even though there are a few things missing here. No, wait. I think this is. Okay, I see. That's an interesting. It's more of a strange big shotgun than a blunderbuss, because it looks like it's not a muzzle loader but breech loader with the hinges back here. I mean, I didn't create this model, so it's quite interesting. I didn't see that before. And wait, this here is a gas tank? It looks like kind of a gas tank or something like that. Interesting. Okay. So I need to add better descriptions to all that stuff. That's okay. Brewing entry, that's fine. Inventory component is fine. Okay, so now everything should be fine here. And the glossary should be gone. Good. Let's open this up. Let's also have a look at the game kind of flow, because I think there are still a lot of issues in it. Dialog list pp. Yeah, that's fine. Those are not in use anymore. So we start the game. I removed the character creation here because I do want to have a fixed character, which means I can add in kind of the backstory, flair, and all that stuff to the beginning again, or add that as a journal entry here. I think journal entry might be better, so that you do not have to read through it, but you have the option to read through it. So should be okay. Then we go in here, we pick up all this stuff. I might have also need to, not quite sure if I added that in, to be honest. If I added in the item for the glossary here. See, we only have the journal. If I read that, we go to the journal. Which reminds me, I also need to set a mesh for the journal. It should be a book. Okay. Then we have the thing here. Okay, we can go down the stairs, or we can have a look in here. But if we just go down the stairs and ignore that room, then we never notice that we can brew potions and all that stuff, so I'm not quite sure if I want to make this slightly more linear. so that you have to go through this room to get to the rest. Come on. So I need to remove some of these texts there. They're not good. I think kind of annoying. And I'm not quite sure why they cannot find the path spline for the gardener. So here we have the option to use the light crystal or to use the cat eye potion. So you need to change the text that you can either use the potion or use the light crystal. Oh, and here I need to remove that part. Okay, and then we load in here. Also need to make sure that we are facing the right direction, even though I do want to play a sequence here, kind of a cutscene, and then start down here. So we're not falling down, but okay, cutscene, view from the outside, particle effect, we are spawning there, we are falling down, crashing on the ground, and get up. I tried to work with that ages ago, but at that time they changed the old system. Not sure what it was called, but they moved over to the sequencer at that time. So a lot of things changed, and I haven't done anything with it yet. But enough with it so that I can create the effect. I'll create the sequence there. Okay, click through this and then check here. Okay, that's done. Yeah, I also need to change a few things. I need to add a point here that we need to train our alchemy to be able to use that recipe. So that we know, okay, alchemy is a part of the game, and the moment we don't really see it apart from that brewing thing here. Yeah, and here I also need to add journal entries. Kind of flavor text for the character. Since we have a fixed character again, I can focus a bit more on proper flavor text for her. And then I might also need to change the text in the dialogue with the guard, with the old man in the cave and all that stuff. So needs to reflect a bit more that we come on. Okay, stays that way. That we are kind of an alchemist. Okay, I need to change her hair a bit because this is not the color that I wanted her for her hair. But the gradient works now. That's good. It's the last thing that we worked on last time. Even though the problem is that the gradient is relative to the hair lengths, so it looks a bit strange with shorter hair portions here. I need to create better hairstyles because here we have a lot of kind of white area when it's going to the green here. Well, yeah, like I said, the colors are not correct as well. So the player kind of needs to know that they can use brewing to create potions, and at the moment there's no real indication to it, so they don't know that they have to pick up ingredients and do stuff, even though we do have that small section in the tutorial where you pick up stuff from the table or around the table, but that's not enough. Someone needs to tell them, hey, okay, you can go around, pick plants or other stuff, and then just experiment around with those and create potions. And then we need to have some kind of indication here that we can also just throw in things here to just experiment around with, to create new potions here like this. Oh, that is not clear at the moment. So what are we doing today? I kind of want to look into the sequencer stuff, but before I'm doing that, I want to have a look at the documentation of it, look at tutorials and all that stuff, not just jump in and experiment around, because I think I did that the last time and was completely confused. So it's not a good way to do it. I mean, we could have a look at the documentation. Let's see. Do I have this here open somewhere?